All right, today on the channel, we are going to discuss pad cleaning, wool, foam. This will apply to others. Stay tuned. All right, today on the channel, we're gonna cover pad cleaning for your polisher. Buffing pads, compounding pads, polishing pads, whatever you want to consider them. These are 1-inchers. In my previous video, you guys seen me polish out my wheels on my 2013 Boss 302. They got painted or powder coated black wheels with clear coat over them from the factory. So what I did is I went ahead and polished those out. Well, now you got to take care of these pads. You just can't go using them whenever. Whenever they're all done, you need to clean them. So that's what I'm going to show you. This is my pad mix. So I've got 1 ounce of microfiber cleaner, detergent, and 1 to 2 ounces of all-purpose cleaner. Fill the rest with water. This is a 500 ml bottle. If you're going to do it in a 1,000 ml bottle, double what you put in there, and it'll be the same dilution. So I find this works. So what I'll do here, soak them down dry, and I treat this as if you would treat a stain on a shirt. That's how I treat pads. Especially when this is supposed to be solid yellow like this, and you can see it's really dirty from doing my wheels. So I like to pre-treat them. So what I'll do is I'll spray these on, and then I'll set them over here. We'll go ahead and let them sit. I let them set 10-15 minutes, and like I said, just like you would treat a stain in a shirt. In this household, we use Dawn on our shirts. If we get a stain on them, or our pants, or a blouse, or sport coat, or whatever you're trying to get a stain out of, you normally put some Dawn on it, rub it in, and then soak it. That's how I treat my pads. So that's the reasoning behind this. I'll go ahead and let those sit. We'll come back. All right, so now these have been sitting about 15 minutes. So what I like to do, now that these have soaked, I like to turn on my water here, and I like to rinse them out. Set that one over there. I want to rinse out as much gunk as I can as a pre-rinse. So you just kind of massage the pad, in the out, in the out. Bring it out, set it over there. Same with this one. This is the wool. And you'll see, like, in the wool is really where it makes a difference. So, I mean, these fibers start already breaking up, and that pre-soak really makes a difference. So, now that we did a pre-soak, let them sit 15 minutes after doing my mix here. Rinsed them out. I like to re-soak them now that they're wet. I'll do all of mine if I got a stack of them here. Then what I'll do is I start with the wool ones, toothbrush here, and then gently agitate. And this breaks up any junk that might be on the fibers. So go ahead, break these up here. I always like to try to brush the fibers in. That lets me get anything that's off the other side. Keep turning. All right, so now I got some gentle agitation here. And I wouldn't recommend using a toothbrush you've already used, like an old one, and you're going to throw it away. I'd recommend just getting a new toothbrush. They're cheap enough. So, all right, now I did that. I'm going to go ahead and rinse. You can see the color's changed already just from what it was. So, wring them out. I always try to wring them flat like this. I don't like bending them if I can help it. So, same thing here. With foam, I tend to find to massage it's a little bit better because there's no fibers to really get into here. And then what I like to do is, you know, just brush just to try to break up any little bit that wouldn't break up already. Massage a little more, take a look. You're really starting to see the yellow come back. We'll go ahead and rinse. And then squeeze flat. And like I said, that's mainly for my purpose of it is so I try not to degrade this backing pad here that there is the Velcro. They'll start to tear as you've seen on here. Right there, it starts tearing a little bit, so you gotta watch. That's the only time I've actually thrown pads, is the backing Velcro starts to peel from the foam. So, all right, we went ahead and rinsed those. What I'll do is I'll let them sit. Another big thing is make sure where you're setting is clean too. So, I got a towel here, just wipe that off. Make sure I didn't get nothing in the pads. Set them there and I let them air dry. What I do is I let these sit and dry, And then from there, once you know, it takes a day. I let them hang out for a day in here. It's Sunday. I'm not really doing much. That's why I'm doing this. I know I won't be stirring up a bunch of dust. And I always blow out my pads anyways when I'm all, before I even start anyways. Just make sure there's nothing in them, so that's always a good practice. Something I will throw out there is if you get these are the 1-inchers, if you get the 5s or the 6s, have the hole in the center, something you can buy. I have a towel drying rack. Well, this rod here is absolutely fantastic. I have this from whenever I'm done cleaning my car. I can hang all my towels on there and let them dry. I don't like throwing them up in my basket wet. So I always just hang them right on here. I got a 5-towel rack, it's right off Amazon. I'll link it up in the description. But yeah, this is another valid way of doing it. Otherwise, if you got smaller ones, you can just set them wherever you want. Just make sure it's a clean surface. So now, once you do that, how do you store them? There's a couple different ways people do it. Some people will, they got their own racks and their own things. In my case, I work in my garage just like the rest of us. I don't just polish on cars. I tear apart transmissions. I tear apart front ends. I do paint work. I'm doing home projects, so I got sawdust out here. So I don't want these exposed to that. Well, what's the best way to do it? A container I picked up at Walmart, and I keep all my pads sorted in there. So, and then I keep the lid on it. Now, another way you can do it, get yourself some gallon Ziploc-y bags and sort them by color. So these are all the yellows. I got my 1-inch, my 3-inch, and my 5-inch. You can have one with all your blue coarse wools or your cutting pads, your foam pads. You can sort them however you want. So you can have 2 bags or 50 bags, depending on how you like to sort your stuff. So another valid way to store them. All right. So I just showed you how I clean my pads, clean them, store them. There's other ways of doing it. This is just the way I do it. I believe there's always more than one way to do something that's correct. This is the way I do it. Please exercise it if you want to. Check out other videos, see how other people do it. Make your best judgment. If you just want one way of doing it, this has never failed me yet. So stay tuned to the channel for more videos like so, and I greatly appreciate it.